it seems like the bulk of your question is revolving around like terms and unlike terms. Keep in mind that with like terms, addition and subtraction is exclusive with each other. You can only combine like terms when you're adding and subtracting. For example, if I have this, I can combine them, the 3 and the 2, and my answer would become 5x squared, because I can combine like terms. If I have unlike terms, I'm stuck. I can only combine like terms. So if I have something like this, 2x squared plus 3y plus 5x squared, these like terms can combine, 5, 6, 7, and the 3y is left there kind of on the outside. So then this would be as simple as I can reduce it. 7x squared plus 3y, because these two like terms combine. This 3y, it doesn't fit in, it's not a part of the x squared category, so then it's going to be here. This is as far as I can go. And remember, this is with adding and subtracting like terms and unlike terms. Multiply, on the other hand, is a different story. With multiply, you can combine unlike terms. For example, if I have something like this, 2x times 5y, the product would be 10xy. Basically, I multiply the numbers and I list the variables side by side. Don't forget that if you're multiplying like terms, and I have something like this, they're both the same term, I'm multiplying them. This is basically the same thing as saying 2 times x. This is basically saying the same thing as 5 times x. When I combine them, the product would be 10x squared. It would be the same thing as saying this, 10 times x times x. But this version right here is standard, it's cheaper to write down. This is just kind of wasteful, redundant, and ugly looking. So then basically, if I'm multiplying with terms that have the same variable, that are like terms, I'm going to basically add them up, because this is the same thing as saying x to the first power, x to the first power. So then if I had something like this, 3x squared times 2x, my answer would have to be 6x to the third power, because remember, this is going to be an x to the first. Looking at this, we can see that this is an algebraic expression. This is not an algebraic equation because there's only one part of the scale. Remember, an algebraic equation has 3 components. It would have a left side, a right side, and an equal sign. This right here is basically an algebraic expression. I only would have one piece of the scale. So the most I can do with this is to simplify it. I look at it and I remember that I have some parentheses and that those are grouping symbols. So then this is enclosed within the parenthesis. Not only that, I look at this and I see that I have the 2x adjacent to the parenthesis. So that basically means that the 2x is going to multiply into what's inside the parentheses. Remember, with the parentheses, it's an all or nothing thing, kind of like a folder or a binder. Everything in here has to be multiplied using distribution. And I'm going to have to combine these using the rules of multiplication, like terms, unlike terms. So here, I'm going to multiply 2x times x squared. That would have to be 2 x to the third power. Then I would multiply 2x times 1. That would be 2x. Oops. And I'm just bringing everything down. Let me just bring it down a little bit more so we can start all over again. This is what we have. I can't go any further. I cannot combine them because now I'm in add and subtract. These are unlike terms. I have the same variable, but the exponents do not match. So then these are unlike terms. I cannot combine them using addition or subtraction. So if I keep going and I take one more step further and I do this, it's wrong because remember, with addition and subtraction, you cannot combine unlike terms. So then this is as far as I can go. This problem is similar to the previous one. I have parentheses. I want to do what's inside it, but then I look and I see that they're all unlike terms, so I cannot simplify it, but it would violate the rules of unlike terms and like terms. So here, I'm going to have to distribute with the 3 into these right here. Remember, distribution has to cover everything. This is like a folder, all or nothing. So here, I'm going to have to distribute and multiply 3y times 2y squared. The product would be 6y to the third power. Be careful. I'm going to have to multiply 3y into negative 4y. We're going to have to be aware of our positive negative rules. So then positive times a negative is a negative. Negative 12 y to the second power because I have two y's and they're multiplying into each other. And finally, I would have to distribute the 3 into the negative 7. So then positive times a negative would be negative 21y. I look at this, I see if there's anything I can combine. We're in the add and subtract category, so everything has to be a like term, and it's not possible. I have the same variable throughout, but the variable's exponent do not match, therefore they are all unlike terms. So this is as simple as I can get this expression.